What's going on, everybody? It's Cole from Goodwill Lights here for a 2021 behind the scenes video of the display. Get us started here, just regular old Light-O-Rama S4 Advanced. This is just my all-on sequence that I use to test things. I'll go ahead and restart it here just to get us through the video. Yeah, I have around 240 channels this year. Let's see just a little bit of how this works. Out of the 3.5 millimeter audio jack on the computer, I have a splitter. Sometimes I use the stereo set here and play music outside. So I'll plug the stereo set into there when I use it. Other times, or all of the time, I have this plugged in, which runs to the FM transmitter here, which I have set to my free open radio station that I found here. And somewhere down there in that jumble of mess is the little Light-O-Rama RJ45 converter. Here it is. So this is what it looks like. I have two different Cat 5 lines. One is for RGB, the RGB floods, and then the other one is for all of the AC controllers. Moving on here, you see my cable management this year was beautiful. We have my new addition of a 20-foot colossal Gemmy reindeer. This has been a lot of fun to have. It's very tall. It actually has been doing very well in the wind. It didn't come with the colossal stakes and colossal stake pack, but I did end up buying the colossal stake pack for it and doubled up on every tether, so it stayed in place pretty well. We also have the, I believe, 2020 Lux Santa that I got on sale at Lowe's about midway through the year. Moving on, we have yard outline, custom made yard outline. Same thing I did over there. Measured it out, screwed in every bulb so it fits. You can see it goes behind the yard there. Same thing over there. It covers the entire yard all the way around the rosebush area. Here we have the mega tree, about 20 feet, give or take, with a new Boscoyo star up there. It's a Boscoyo, as many of you know, Boscoyo does a lot of pixel things. That is just for normal AC mini lights. And I think it has, I believe, 200 mini lights. I think it's a 23-inch star, and it looks great up there with the height of the tree, replacing the smaller one that I had. Continuing in the side yard, I'll get to these little fire sticks in a second. We have, I believe, 2004 Moose inflatable. I got this year, brand new off of eBay, and I've actually really enjoyed it. I had two of these growing up as a kid, or my parents did, and I was very sad when they left. And when I found this with my new job, my first paycheck went towards that. And moving down the side yard, we have the Griswold car from, I believe, 2018 sounds right. And my little static Christmas tree lot here that my girlfriend did all the lights and tree fluffing for. Usually I have more, but I ran out of time and ran out of room, so this is what we have this year. And you can see also that, again, yard outline, if it'll focus, goes all the way down that way. Also, I do the yard outline in these front little sections in between the sidewalk and the street, just because I had extra and I thought it'd be fun. Here is my 16 channel fan. I believe channel 1 starts there and goes over, alternating red, green, so on and so forth. It is made with, I believe, 3/4 inch PVC, thin wall PVC. I could be wrong. Just spray painted black, and in the leaves here you might be able to see that it's attached to a 2x4 on either side there, and it's the same thing on the other side. And then in the middle You can just barely see the bolt. I have a 6-inch bolt that I bring. I started with the lights out there, brought them here, wrapped them, and back and forth 3 times, and they're all wrapped around at this bolt. I have 6 of these fire sticks. You'll see them throughout the video. These are one of my older light show pieces that I have. I made these, I believe, my first year I did a Light-O-Rama show, and they've stayed same channels, same fire sticks ever since, and they've always looked great, so I've never messed with them at all. Also, I do apologize for the fireworks sounds in the back. It is New Year's Eve, also the last day that I am running the display for this year, so I needed to get this video in. Moving on to the house. So if anyone saw my display last year, I always cover the house, but this year I basically doubled the amount of lights that are on the house. I brought the spacing of, oh boy, of each line from about, I believe, 14-ish, give or take, to about 7, 8 inches apart from each other. And they are just clipped everywhere on the bottom, clipped right there, clipped there, and then for the very top rows, I actually use binder clips to keep them on the shingles going up the house. Where's my finger? Right there. And then same thing up on the top. Again, 2 wreaths, or actually 3 wreaths here. 4 channels, red, white, green, blue, all on the same channels. Window outlines, and if you've seen my display before, you'll notice that I have a lot more snowflakes this year. You can't really see. I'm trying to be tall and show the top, but I have 45 snowflakes this year, 40 snowflakes, I believe. Of course, if anyone knows, the idea is John Storm's inspired. A bunch of these big Philips snowflakes actually came from John Storm's last year as he was cleaning out and moving on to pixels and leaving our lovely normal AC lighting world. But yeah, I have a bunch of these Boscoyo, again, mini light snowflakes that I punched a bunch of lights through. I believe the smaller ones have 70, the bigger ones have 100 lights in each one. And each one is on their own channel. And when I go to that side of the yard, I can show you, there's a big firework. I can show you where those are. As you can see here, we're now on the other side of the yard. Like I said, I have 3 controller boxes up on the roof. These 2 are doing only snowflakes, and then half of this box is doing snowflakes. The other 8 channels is doing roof outlines, whether that be, we have the mini lights here, red, white, green, and blue, or the C9 lights that I have doing the little ridges of the house, bottom and top. As you can see, that fell down. I just have not gotten back up to fix it because the show's coming down tomorrow, so it's staying like that for the next few hours. We have 12-foot snowman. He was another addition from last year. I really enjoy him. His strings have been snapping this year in the wind, which has been kind of annoying, but other than that, he's been great. I did a little something different with the tree line here this year. In previous years, I've just done it straight across the back, but I've always noticed that it kind of gets drowned out by everything else. So I wanted, in an effort to make it a little bit more visible, I have it kind of half and half curving around the yard here, which I really like. Each one has red and white, both are each individually controlled. I believe 250 red, 250 warm white on each one, and the controller box for that is sitting behind the little reindeer house here. And also we have these reindeer wooden cutouts that I use as controller stands, and also space fillers for random spaces that I need filled, and also have controllers in them, which just turns out to be convenient. Once again, this side of the yard outline all the way back, just with enough room to open the gate. Again, more fire sticks. These arches were supposed to be redone this year, but I ran out of time. So they're just my old, everyone has probably seen them, just incandescent white leaping arches, 8-channel. These are 8 foot when they're flat. These are 14 foot, 800 lights, 1600 lights, I believe. Let's see here, 14 foot mega trees. We have 2 of them with the portable hole design here. So I can just move this block of concrete with a dolly, and then the steel pipe just unscrews from the base, and I can store that however I need to. These are just, I believe, C6 strawberry lights that I got from, I believe, Novelty Lights at Christmas Expo a few years ago. I guess we can talk about these little 4-channel fire sticks. I have 16 of them, 8 white, 8 red. These were another after Christmas thing last year. John Storms, like I said, had some extra lights, and I ended up acquiring them. So we have a bunch of fire sticks now. They're controlled by zone. So I have, I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4 all together, and then they're in sets of 4 divided evenly across the yard. They're cool. I really enjoy the effect that they have when you can see them. I think next year I'll probably move them up to the front a little bit more somehow, or put them all together or in some sort of line, just so they're a little bit more noticeable. Let's see, we have these. These are old. I've had these for quite a while, at least the white ones. These 2 colored ones have been acquired within the past few years, but these are pretty much the only thing I can reliably know every year. I take them out of the box and they will work. I can just put them up and not have to worry about them. And just watch next year, neither of these are going to work. Anyway, another new build for this year was these spiral tree tomato cage trees. Previously, I've had 8 wrapped tomato cage trees of various sizes. This year, I decided to change it up, and they're all one size, and they have a 4-channel spiral on them. I have 2 multicolor and then 2 warm white that all mirror each other. I really, really love these. The idea came out almost perfect. I really, really like it. And actually what I did is I doubled up tomato cages and offset the rungs so it would give it a more circular shape, as opposed to when I wrapped the lights around it would be just more of a straight line triangular shape. And these turned out, like I said, they turned out really well. When you're looking at them from afar, it doesn't matter. You can't really tell if, you know, there's a little imperfection in one or the other. Tree trunk wraps. We have obviously blue, white. They're divided up into 8 sections. The first section actually being on the ground here this year. If you look closely, you can see that there's a bunch of lights out up there. That's because they never came down after last year, and now they don't work. And I did not have time to get them down. So everything was just condensed, and we now have this with channel blue would be 1 and white is 9 laying on the ground of each tree, which is cool because if you're looking at them and when there's not leaves here, it looks like they're kind of swooping up and then obviously out to the branches. Both trees are mirrored. You can see that I have some lights out up there because the squirrels decided to chew through them. That was a real special treat to come home to one day. Yeah. Moving on here, we have 3 of these artificial trees here. Nothing too special. These multicolor lights are the Home Depot super bright lights, which I will give them credit. They are super bright and you can see them from a mile away, and they look really good because just these trees, 2 colors, are on their own channel, so they need to stand out a little more. And yeah, it works well. Here we have another reindeer cutout. Rudolph, this bulb stays on whenever I start powering controllers up until tomorrow when everything starts coming down. It hasn't turned off at all, and it's fun watching kids come by and they spot Rudolph with his red nose when all the lights are off. Here's 2 more controllers. These are doing the 4 arches. If you noticed around the yard outlines, I have these 5mm strobe lights. Every year, I never really have a plan for these. I just put everything out, and then they end up in a spot at some point. As you can see, I did them through the tree line this year as well. Let's see, what else? I have the, what I call droppy downy things coming out of the tree. I have 16 of them, 8 in this tree, 8 in that tree, starting at 1 over there and just kind of swooping all the way over to 16, which is that one right there. And I guess last major project I did this year would be the tree here. The tree canopy wraps here. This empty space here was filled with a strand that fell down in the wind, but this was all done with a boom lift and a stick with a hook on the end of it. It was just the rentable towable boom lifts from Home Depot. We got it set it up right there, and I was just able to move myself around the tree, and then we had to move it over there to get the rest of that. But you can see it from probably about a quarter mile down that road that way, which is really cool. And yeah. Oh, last thing, not too terribly important, but I forgot that I did not talk about the driveway arches here. Normally they're wrapped in multicolor, and in the effort to save a little bit of time this year, I did these blue icicle lights, just zip tied across. And for those wondering how this is done, I know I've gotten some questions and comments over the year in some of my videos. So up here, and there's a gutter support that this center support rail just zip ties to, and it zip ties to every arch all the way across there. And then coming down to the sides, they're just slipped over rebar, and I've never had any issues with them going anywhere, moving, falling down, anything like that. And they're measured, I have them all measured out. 6 feet from the house is the first one, and then 4 feet, every 4 feet there's another arch. And I believe that is it. If anyone has any questions, please leave them in the comments. Hopefully this video will be posted pretty soon, for those of you looking to get into the holiday lighting world for 2022. Please, like I said, leave any comments if you have any questions, and I hope y'all have a happy new year. Thank you.